Gathered apartment out down in my socks on the 3-level yacht with some bottles of drink. Leaving a lot on the way to the bank. Leaving a lot on the way to the bank. Big body smell like a pound of gelati. I made a pit stop with some Zion in my tank.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have a special guest. We have Zach Hansen coming on. Little clap.
Little clap.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Well, where's the clap? It's the yellow, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Good to be
Yeah,
here,
there
boys.
it
Good
is.
to be here.
Yeah, welcome.
It's been a minute. We're just saying how long it's been since we've met, or since we've seen each other.
Probably, yes, 10 years, probably longer.
Probably longer. I met Tahi when I was probably 13, 14,
Yeah, a little
in
grumble.
and out of trouble. But yeah, it's pretty cool, the journey that we've both sort of gone on to be sitting at this table now. It's
Pretty wild.
it's a cool feeling, but even when I seen you out the front, I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
it just feels like day one. You know, it's just one of those guys that I've always, I don't know, you don't have to see each other for such a long time, but we've sort of kept in touch, and I've been a massive fan of what you're doing too, you know what I mean? Like going your own journey, so it's good to see.
Yeah. So it's good to have you here. We can kind of dial in a bit about who you are and how you've come across us. And
For
yeah, it'd be cool to hear your story, because to where you are now, it's like if people look at you now, you're a very successful man, I'm saying. And
Yeah, for sure.
you've gone through a lot to get to where you are. And it'd be cool for other people at home to listen in and hear your journey, and maybe something that they're going through you could give advice to as well. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, definitely. I think that's part of the reason why I am here at the moment, is because
Turn your circle a bit.
This?
Yeah, you blocked A's face, so go that way.
This
yeah,
way?
let's go this way.
better.
Better?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm here at the moment. You know what I mean? Because I've always sort of pushed that behind me. I've always been on the front foot and forgotten about how I actually got here and what, you know what I mean, craved me into like being the person I am today. And it's everything that I went through. You know what I mean? From a young age, I was so lost for so many years.
Yep.
Obviously, life growing up was pretty tough. It was good for the first start of my life. Like you know what I mean, had a beautiful mum and a beautiful father and a sister, and everyone was sort of well. Everyone was going well. We lived together. You know what I mean. Everyone at the dinner table. There was rules. It was all normal. And then, how old was I? I was 11 years old. Mum and dad split up, and there was always a bit of toxic. You know what I mean. Like I probably didn't have the best upbringing. There was always, you know what I mean, domestic violence. But I think it was pretty normal. Like back when we were growing up, like everyone that I sort of speak to now is like, oh, my mum used to do that too. My dad used to do that to my mum. So it's sort of like,
What
you
was
just think
normal?
it's the normal, you know what I mean? Like
Normal back
arguments
then.
and toxic fighting, you know what I mean? Abuse and drugs and alcohol was just always around. So
Yeah.
Well, then now you see, that's like you say it now coming out is like all that DV stuff is
yeah,
like people our age now who are starting to go through that.
get to
same
this
shit.
age, man, and it starts eating you up, man. It starts, and you're like, fuck, like why? You know what I mean? Like why? I start asking yourself, like, why? Why do I have to go through this? But I guess that shapes us into who we are now, and I wouldn't change it for a thing. But going back, yeah, I was a good kid growing up. I hated school, but then when mum and dad, they sort of broke up, that was always hard. You know what I mean? You go through a breakup as a family, and you sort of choose your way. You know what I mean? Obviously, I went with my old man, and my sister went with her mum, and then everything it was divided. It was like girls with girls, boys with boys. And if I could never, like, even to this day, I've never had a close relationship with my sister or my mum because of that. You know what I mean? Because I was like, it was divided. And as a young kid, you need your mum, you need your family. You want to be close to your sister, but it was just never like that way. So obviously I went with dad, and then my sister went with her mum, and then Christmas Day 2008, I think I was 11, I got the call from New South Wales Police. They called my mum at the time. I was in Bondi, had a big falling out with dad, and it was the school holidays, and then the last word that, you know, I had a massive falling out. Just being a kid, you know what I mean? I was actually in a bit of trouble. I was like, I think I was having a fight on the street or something like that, and I got kicked up to my mum's house, and she was living in Sydney at the time. So Christmas Day, I was at Bondi Beach, and then got the call, said dad passed away, and I was like, fuck, like you don't even know what to think. I was like, still to this day, I still think I'm gonna walk around the corner and see him, you know what I mean? But you sort of go on that fucking journey of just like, it doesn't really make sense of like how it happened or why it happened, but it did. So I had to grow up pretty quickly, you know. Had to turn from a boy to a man pretty soon, and in the way I just got lost. Like I fucking, you know what I mean? I got lost. Like I found myself on the streets, not listening at school. Like you're just trying to find, like, just angry at the world. You know what I mean? And then obviously my mum's going through that. She's just lost the father to her 2 kids. My sister's just lost the dad. I've lost everyone, and everything just fell apart. You know what I mean? It's so sort of like I sat there for, you know what I mean, probably 3 years, just playing a victim of like, this is me, this is my life forever. Hanging out of the wrong crowds, taking drugs, partying, fucking doing all the self-destructive behavior. But it was just an escape. Like, it was just an escape to I didn't want to look at what happened, or I didn't want to, I didn't want to get close to anyone. I still to this day, I struggle to open up and be vulnerable, because the only thing that I loved so much, my dad, was he got taken away from me so young. You know what I mean? So it's been it's hard to get close to. It's hard to get close to someone going through all that. But yeah, it's hard. And I think it's going to be hard forever, and it's only going to get harder. But that's why I'm here today, and that's why I've sort of changed what I'm doing in life, just to make it easier. You know what I mean? Become a better person, and understand, like, this is your life now, but you can use it against you. You can use it for you. So, it's just, I'm still on this journey to become a better person, just understand it as long as it goes on. So, it's pretty tough.
What you're saying, the relationship with your mum and sister, is it still not much of a relationship now, or?
She went through a real tough part of her life. And I always looked at a mum, like, until you actually sit there, until I'm at this age now, like, at the moment now, I don't look at my mum as my mum now. I just looked at her as my mum, as like a beautiful woman that had kids with a guy that, you know what I mean? I sort of broke it down like she's had her whole life, what she's gone through and everything to her. So, but I looked at her as like, you're not a good mom. You're not this. You weren't here for me, that. But she was just doing her best at the time that she had. You know what I mean? Like, how can I say that? How can she put the good hat, mom, put the good hat on and saying, I'm going to be the best mom possible, and I'm not going to drink alcohol. I'm not going to do all those things. Like, you got to understand what she's just doing the best that she can. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's all she's so. But she found herself in another relationship, toxic, with a toxic partner, and that sort of helped. Like, it got worse. If I'm being honest, you know, it literally got worse. Like, she went out, going out with this other guy and had another kid to him, and he was just a monster. You know what I mean? So that was hard for me to, you know what I mean, try to be a dad, an older brother, all wear the one hat. I was just, you know what I mean, trying to stick up for her. She was going through domestic violence, getting kicked out on the street. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then and that went on for like 7 years. So she was living in Sydney at the time. She packed up and left me. I stayed in Sydney. So she left me to go live in Foster with him. So I was like, whoa, I'm really on my own now. You know what I mean? So, so she's just going on that merry-go-round with this toxic bloke, going, I'm going to leave him, back with him next week, going to leave him, back with him next week. I get calls every single day. So I just had to learn to shut it off, you know what I mean? And that was fucking so hard, you know what I mean? I remember I didn't speak to my mum for probably 5 years. Yeah. And it got to the point where I had to block her number, and just fully eliminate her from my life so I could concentrate on my own. And so I could, when I knew that the time would come around where she would come around and realize that, hey, this is not good for me, and that I would be the person, I'd be able to sit her down and have a talk to her and try and explain to her why I had to do that to become the person that I am now. Yeah. And it's pretty funny you say that, because it took me to do that. I think if I didn't speak to her for, say, 5 years or something like that, and she rocked up in my house in tears when I just cut full contact. Yeah. That's what it took. So, but we have an amazing relationship now.
You do?
She's living with me now. I took her in. She's now working for my business.
Really?
Yeah. So I just put her on as admin. So she's done a full 360.
That sounds good.
She rocked up to my house drinking every single night, crying every single night, in disbelief of, you know what I mean? She was my younger sister. She's now 14. She's running the streets, chaotic. And I said, Mom, you have to worry about yourself now. You know what I mean? And she's been around chaos her whole life. So when she come to my house, that over those 5 years, I didn't associate with any of my family. I just made it my safe place. She come in and she's like, fuck, like this is normal. You know what I mean? Like this is like what it should be like. And I said before, she was drinking, you know what I mean, a 10-pack of Jack Daniels a night, smoking cigarettes. Yeah. And I just kept on. I never said to her, hey, you got to stop doing this. Hey, you got to stop doing this. Or you got to be who I am. Or you got to go for a run in the morning. I just kept on doing what I'm doing now, and just woke up in the morning, trained, hung around good people, ate good food. Now she's up earlier than me. You know what I mean? She's up walking the Esplanade in the morning. So just by that, like I've inspired her, not by saying, just by acting.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's really fulfilled me. And that's, you know what I mean? It's super cool to sit back and go like, you know what I mean? You can change people by not telling them, just by, you know what I mean? Setting an example.
Yeah.
And she's so proud of me, you know what I mean? But I don't, yeah, it's pretty cool that we've been able to come back on that, do that full 360. And now we can look at each other as like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you are my mom and I love you very much, but I can understand why you were the way you were. And she understands what I did too, you know, because if I didn't do that, I would have been I had to do that. And as a kid that old, you know what I mean, blocking your mum's number is so fucking hard. I had no one to call.
Yeah.
I had no one, you know what I mean? So
yeah, it's like the ultimate safety blanket being ripped away, you know?
Yeah, it is, yeah. So then you get you just put yourself in a shell of just getting hurt, you know what I mean? It's so hard to get close to people. It's so hard to build close friendships where, you know what I mean? I had to tell lies. I had to not tell the truth because I was always afraid of, you know what I mean? If I told you the truth, I'd get in trouble, you know what I mean? So and then, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, yeah, it was pretty, this is like the first time I've even spoken about it, to be honest. Like I haven't told anyone this, you know what I mean? But that's, I think, the reason why I come in here, to show that you're not where you are forever, you know what I mean? And if you do change if you just want to change, you can, you know what I mean? You're not stuck.
No.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah, it's
nice
fucking
to
man.
hear.
Yeah.
I think if your dad was here, man, I think he'd be super proud of you. Eh?
Yeah.
I think
a lot of people do say that too, but
well, I remember meeting him at that party. Well, I
did
I
meet him, didn't you? Yeah.
I knew your old man before I met you.
yeah.
And like awesome bloke. And then I like even just growing up, like us like fully seeing each other or whatever. But when it all growing up, I was proud of you for like what you did, because I was watching you from a young age, like going through a lot, not so much all that sort of stuff, but what I saw on social media, was, like, all the partying and doing what you did.
Yeah.
And then I saw you come into your business and start your business, and then I've like been watching you over the last like 6 months.
Yeah.
And just seeing that massive growth, and I was like if
Yeah.
I'm proud, he's definitely gonna be proud.
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
something to
And I
learn.
do that too. Like I've always said, I'm gonna do something for dad. I'm gonna do something but like, I didn't really know who he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
Your dad, you hear at 11 years old. You know what I mean? Like you look at your dad like Superman. Like I didn't get to sit down with dad and have a beer with him and say, hey, like what are your morals? Like from what I did see growing up, I probably wouldn't have liked what he did. You know what I mean? Like the way he spoke to my mom and the way that he did do. So it would have been cool for me to be who I am now, to say, hey mate, fuck, that's not on. You know what I mean? Like, but he didn't have that person. You know what I mean? He was just stuck in that cycle of just being a toxic cunt. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I think you're a good example of like what's the word, like generational, is it?
yeah,
You're the change. You're the one
yeah,
that's made that
100%.
change.
And I realized that there's no one else is gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I always knew that I was just destined to. I don't know. There's just something inside me from day one that
Yeah.
when all that stuff happened, I'm like, fuck, there's no way I'm going to raise my kids the way I got raised. There's no way I'm going to make my kids go through what I went through.
Yeah.
And that's just why I'm on the journey that I'm on now. You know what I mean? It all relates back to that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the same for all of us. Like I wasn't brought up too bad, but like it's more, I just didn't want to be, I didn't want to talk to my partner the way like my dad spoke to my mum, and like I just didn't want to treat a woman like that.
Yeah.
At all. And like even though like for a long time I was still that type of person that I was turning into, and it wasn't until I come across Jacob probably 4 years ago where I was just like, no, I feel like this is where I've got to make that change. And then ever since then it's just been a rebuild of relationship with my mum. And I think a thing I said to myself, and I think I might have said to Jacob, was like, I can't love someone fully until I can work out this relationship with my mum. And ever since then, the relationships are getting a lot better.
Yeah.
Which is good. And then like even me and mum are probably not to where I want it to be, but it's like that's still because of me having my fucking wars up. But
yeah, you're taking the steps. You know what I mean? Your head's in the clouds, but you know you can see it.
Yeah.
But you just don't know how you're going to get there.
Yeah.
But as long as you take that, it's just the day-to-day things that you do. You know what I mean? It's what you tell yourself every single day is what really fucking matters.
yeah,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Your head, and you can be a dreamer. Like I'm the biggest dreamer there is. I dream so hard, and people laugh at me, but that's good when they laugh. You know what I mean? Like, And I'm probably the same. Like, fuck, my relationships have been so bad.
Yeah.
And I've been the worst boyfriend. I've been the worst mate. You know what I mean? I've been that guy. But it's taken me to be that guy to say, fuck, am I really that guy?
Yeah.
Or do I want to be that guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some people are that guy their whole life, but I've been that guy for a part of my life, but I don't want to, I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? I'm inspired by guys that have happily marriages and they look at their wife, they love them so much. I'm like, fuck, how the hell am I ever going to get that when I'm doing the toxic shit? You know what I mean? You are what you attract, you know what I mean? And that's so powerful. Like the, you know what I mean? The law of attraction. If what you want, you gotta become someone first before you can go ask to be someone to be with you. You know what I mean?
You see that a lot these days too. Like a lot of girls do it. They're like, oh, I'm just waiting for my husband to do this. But I'm like, if you sit down and look at what are you doing to attract a husband?
Yeah.
And a lot of not coming to every girl here, but a lot of them are still out partying.
That's true. And
a lot of them are still out partying, and then they're like,
100%.
yeah.
And this is literally as recent. I've just woken up to this. I'm talking like a month ago that I've woken up to this.
Yeah.
Like that soon. I've been going through that cycle of, I don't want a girlfriend. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't want that. But then I was like, you know what? Like, I do want that because everything I do in life and in business and who I'm becoming is to provide for a family. How am I ever going to get a family if I keep doing that other shit? It doesn't align.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's taken good relationships. It's taken toxic relationships. It's taken every single thing. But like, I was bad as it. You know what I mean? Like it's girls left, right and center. What are you doing tonight? And I've just been it's just not good, but like, it's great. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's great. I wouldn't take it back for the world. But
I split my moment. I'm like, well, hang on.
Yeah, I was even saying,
I wouldn't take anything back. So I've just sort of gone on this journey that, you know what I mean? I sat down. I'm like, what do I really want? You know what I mean? What do I really, really want in life? And happily marriage is one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I sat down there and I manifested. I literally put a line in the paper and drew a girl stick figure and drew a boy stick figure and wrote next to me who I have to be and what I have to become to attract that person. So I wrote the girl down first, what I want. And then next to it, I wrote down what I got to be and who I have to be to attract that. Because that's not going to come if you're not that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's pretty powerful. You know what I mean? I've done that in every single thing that I've done in business and I've achieved it. You know what I mean? Like the power of writing something down and the power of actually believing that it's possible first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The power of like closing your eyes and saying like, fuck, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
Or I can actually, there's not even any ifs or buts. It's like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I believe. You don't need anyone else to believe in yourself by yourself. But
That's very powerful.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it is. And it's so true. Like I literally, to the point where I have a whiteboard at the end of my bed where it has like 3, 6, 9, 12 months goals. And I wake up to them every single day and I tick them things off once a month.
Yeah.
Because I see it there and I'm like, all right, sweet. Am I doing that today? Is what I'm doing today helping me get to that? If it's not, well, you know what I mean? You're not better. You want to be better every single day.
Yeah.
And I've just sort of become addicted to the process of being better than I was yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's super powerful. And once people start to learn that, their life will fucking change forever.
Absolutely.
I think, and it is a hard thing for people to learn.
Yeah.
Because they will see all of us like doing good things, but then they're like, oh, what do I do? And then you try to show them, but then they're like, it's just like they just want it now.
People see, people see the now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think it happens really quickly.
Mm.
It's like sometimes,
Yeah.
a lot of the time, facing this shit takes a while.
It's taken me
How long
15
you been-
years.
How long you been in business now?
I've been in business for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, going on 5 years. So we went from zero to about $3.5 million in about 4.5 years. So it's grown crazy, but I haven't fucking learned that. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole nother journey that I've got to go on to try and that's literally the reason why I'm here today, because you know what I mean? What drove me to where I am today is fear, and that's fear of getting laughed at, fear of not being accepted from my childhood, fear of trying to prove to my mum that I'm going to be successful, fear of trying to prove to all my old mates that, you know what I mean, I'm going to be, the only way to win is success, which is true. I'm still like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like the only way.
You just look at a different perspective.
What's driven me is fear. But then like the fear of failure, the fear of not living being able to, you know what I mean, provide for my family and stuff like that. Like I'm living pretty comfortable at the moment, but I got to a bottle where like, is this what I want to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, fear comes in again to take you to the next level.
Yeah.
So fear's always going to be there.
Yeah.
It's just like, now it's fear of losing everything that I've worked so hard to get to go to the next level.
Yeah.
So, and the next level is literally learning how to speak to people. You know what I mean? Learning how to read. Like I can't read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't spell. I can't sit there. Like I look at my handwriting. That's like, it's so bad, but I've always been stuck in this, mindset that I'm not a good reader and I can't read and I can't speak and I'm not that type of person because it was just a mindset thing. But once I stopped and looked back and said like, you know what, I want to start reading and I want to start talking and I want to become a good leader. Why? Because I want to be that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not because he's a good reader and he has a good business. Not because he's doing that and I want to be like him. It's because, I want to be able to sit back there and speak well and be able to read and be able to lead younger kids coming through and inspire. You can't do that if you can't stand in front of, you know what I mean, your employees, or you can't stand in front of a crowd and not a crowd, but you know what I mean? You can't stand in front of people and talk. Where I literally I went down to Melbourne for a 3-day visionary event and I got up in front of like 10 people and went to water.
Yeah.
I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. That's all right now. I'm sitting down, cruising on a swingy chair. But once you get up and
Stand in front of people.
you stand in front of people and you got a palm card in front of you, like I'm like, oh fuck. But I'm inspired by like, fuck, people get up. You know what I mean? And I was thinking like, I go to the gym every day, and my personal trainer gets in front of 50 people and tells them what to do. There's no way in the world I'll be able to do that. No way. And you see it every day and you look straight past it. But that's a skill.
Yeah.
They weren't born like that. They weren't born great speakers. They've just done it over time and over time.
Yeah.
So
Let's just put those reps in and I was so bad in front of a camera when when we first started. Man. I'm waiting for him to release this little like clips of me, bro, just sitting in here in the dark, just with the camera on, just trying to talk, bro. And I just
Forgot about that.
stuttering. I was like, I could not get it. And then like once I go like. The reason why I wanted to do all like the stuff I've been doing, like the running and all that.
yeah,
it's
talk
like
me
it
through
shows
that.
myself.
What was the whole? What made you fucking run from here to? Where'd you run from?
Goldie to here.
Yeah, right.
He was the freaking idea.
Yeah.
Well, like not so much the running. Like the year before, I did the ride,
Yeah.
which was from Byron and to Newcastle, and because I did his like the online courses that we provide now.
Yeah, man.
I did those back.
4 years ago. 3
Yeah, 3-4
Yeah.
years ago, something like that. And at the end of it, he was like, "I just feel like you need to do something physically challenging. Like you play footy and that, but like I reckon you could do something so much more." And then I was like, "Fuck, what can I do?" And then the idea of riding from Byron Bay to Newcastle come in, and then that's the.
And how was the belief thing like going into that? Did you always believe that you could do it, or was it doubt? Or
Yeah, no, I don't know. But I've always been weird with like anything I kind of set out to do. Like I know I can do.
Yeah.
Like I can fully put myself visually into
Yeah.
that position and just know I can do it.
yeah,
And like I've had other ideas to go do, and I just can't see myself like not so much not achieving. It's just like it doesn't align with me.
yeah,
And so with the Gold Coast run, like we were doing a podcast with another guy who walked it the year before,
no way.
and we're just chatting away, and he was just like, "Why don't you do it?" And I was like, "I'm not walking it, but." And he's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "All I can see myself is running." And he was
Yeah,
just like,
mate.
and then it just came from that. And I think it was like 6 months last year, leading up to the end of the year.
Yeah,
and
it was inspirational. I was watching it. I was actually cut that I couldn't come run with you. I wanted to come run with you.
I remember. You
I don't know
messaged
where I
me,
was. I think I was up. I was somewhere, and I was like semi-aligned with me driving up the F3 or back. But
I
that's
remember
cool.
you
Yeah.
sent me a video. You were doing you're sitting on a bike and you're only going to do like 10K and you end up doing 50.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Yeah,
fuck yeah,
man.
that's man.
That's
That's
the
like
shit that you got to do, man. That's,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the fucking promises that you tell. Like it gets down to that. Like, and that's how we're probably a little bit the same, a little bit sick in the head. Like if I go into the gym and say I'm going to ride 10K and I get off at 8, like I'm a fucking bitch. You know what I mean? Like, and that goes off all the day. That runs in my head.
Well, before I did all this type of training, like I'd do CrossFit and stuff. And then like when you're training that, because your ego comes in, you're like, oh, like they're finished, I'm going to just finish. And then like now since doing that big ride, all my training is just like to the reps, even not
To
more.
max.
To max effort. Like
Yeah.
even, I've been training at the yard now, and I just push myself to the absolute
Yeah.
fucking limit. And like people, like the chicks in that, like the coaches in that, they're just like,
And if
Like,
you
how
didn't
do
do
you
that
do that?
run, you wouldn't know what your
I
limit
wouldn't know what
was.
it was. And I still don't know. I think I
Yeah.
can go much further than what I did.
And that's just the fact, and that's you're just a fucking human being, man.
Yeah.
There's no difference between you. There's no difference between. It's just the people that want to do it, and because it's fucking hard, that's why no one wants to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
You know what I
think
mean?
I learned on my run that doing something physical shows yourself how mentally or emotionally tough you are.
Mm.
Because you're going through so much, and it wasn't so much the physical side of things that I like. I was
Mental.
like, it was all the mental shit that I went through that I was like, fuck, man, I'm so much
Look
stronger.
what you can overcome. You're
than
fucking
what I am.
invincible. That's why I've done triathlons and I'm doing a marathon. I've never ran past 20Ks. This is obviously on a small scale to you, but I've always done.
Oh,
I've always done. Yeah,
some ideas.
and like I'm at the moment I'm doing that 75 hard challenge just
Yeah.
because. Not because I want to, you know what I mean? Just because I want to learn to say no to shit. Like I was just a yes man to everything. Hey Zach, come for a beer. Hey Zach, do this. Can of Coke, bottle of water. Get the can of Coke every day of the week. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm gonna eat salad and rice this week. No, I'm not. I'm gonna eat fucking takeaway.
yeah.
So this whole thing, I'm just taking out of that. Is just you learn to say no to shit. You know what I mean? Like if stick to your word. It's the promises that you tell yourself every day
Yeah.
that really make a difference.
Yeah.
I personally believe.
Learning accountability
Yeah.
yourself is huge. That
Yeah.
was my biggest. I reckon that was probably one of my biggest lessons.
And it's a ripple on effect. I said it before. Like it's
It
when
is.
you say like I think Conor McGregor said it like you know what I mean. It's like you say you're gonna go to bed at that time, but you don't go to bed at that time. You say you're gonna eat this, but you don't beat that. And it's the small wins that you're not winning that make such a big difference at the end of the day.
Well, see, I because I just did that recent run, the 24-hour one. I didn't really prep mentally the way I did for the big run.
Yeah.
And I
How'd you
learned-
prep for that?
for the big one?
Yeah, like the mental, like in the
Like,
mental
it
side of it.
was every morning I'd wake up 2:30, ice bath straight away,
Yeah, right.
and then
Is that you hate that?
yeah,
Yeah. I can't get into mate. It's too cold.
well, that's the reason I did it. It's
Yeah.
just like I just had to do something mentally that was tough
Yeah.
every day because I know like leading up
Callous
to
the
this.
brain. You have to
Yeah.
callous it.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's
Yeah.
what it was. It was just ice bath straight away. And then I'd train, and then I'd go to work 10 hours concrete. And
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
would come home, work in the office here, and then
Yeah.
I'd train again.
Yeah,
or I'd
right.
run. And then it was just all the mental little things that I was doing each day
Mm.
to just to build that mental capacity
Yeah.
to get through it. Because when I'd run, it was never hard mentally.
Yeah.
It was always like it would just get easy and easy and easy.
Yeah, right.
And then like leading up to the 24-hour one, because I was coming off the back of injuries,
Yeah.
I tried to get back to where I was. I was trying to do the ice baths, but I was still like my late knees and
Yeah.
everything was still pretty fucked. And I kind of just rushed it just because of the reason why I did it was for that little girl who has cancer.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get it done. And then like I think it was 3 a.m. on the 24-hour run, like early as I was in the
That was
track.
just recently, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was just recently.
Yeah,
and I was
right.
just on that track and I was just like
Non-stop. Well, pretty stop for like
well, I
get
stopped.
strapped and
I stopped
have,
at like
have a
like
drink
little
and
bits, and I
whatnot.
think I stopped at like I didn't know really what time
Yeah.
it was, but I stopped at one point. I think for like maybe an hour and a half. I
Yeah.
think I was like my feet were just fucked,
Mm.
and like I was probably probably like 2 weeks after I was driving in the car and I just started crying because I realized I could have done so much harder if I prepped mentally first and didn't rush it.
Yeah.
And if I set those, like, if I did all the ice baths, not so much the ice baths, but like, I stopped journaling, I stopped meditating, I stopped doing all that
You got comfortable.
all that stuff. I got way too
Yeah.
comfortable, yeah. And then
It's the run, you know what I mean? You get complacent.
yeah,
It happens in everything.
it does, man.
Yeah.
And I learned that lesson because my goal was 320 and I only hit 115. I was
Yeah.
like, I could have.
You probably think to yourself, I've ran from Gold Coast to Sydney. Well, this is
Exactly.
nothing. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
fuck, like, it's what you leave out there is what really that matters. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So
What
that's
you're
what-
doing at that time.
Mm.
And
And that's what I learned after the recent run was like just to stay back, get back on track, to
Yeah,
do all
the
the little
basics.
things, all the basic stuff, and everything else is like because that's what
just
you're talking
follows,
about.
just follows off the back of that.
Yeah, if you have a strong foundation, everything
Yeah,
else
that's
goes
in
up.
all. That's in all aspects of life, man. That's business, health, wealth. You know what I mean? Relationships. Like if you, it all adds up to the back of that. Like what are you doing today to make yourself better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I definitely, I just caught myself recently getting too comfortable.
Yeah.
Just too, like, all right,
it's
life's
the
pretty good
evil
now.
of all evils.
And then,
Yeah.
But then it doesn't satisfy me, like that comfortability. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's why straight away I've already been thinking about what am I going
What's
to do next.
next? Yeah.
But then I was like, instead of I always focus on, now that the last 3 years, I just focus on something physical
Yeah.
to do to get me to that spot.
Yeah.
I was like, if I just keep doing it as an everyday routine and stop getting too comfortable and just
Yeah.
test myself every day, then that's all going to come.
I think it's important having goals.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like goals all like I've just not all the time, but like I think it's important to have goals. You know what I mean? I've got doing this challenge and I've done a run a marathon at the end of it, and then there's always be something else because when you got something to look forward to, you're holding yourself accountable. You know what I mean? You're not out drinking beers. You're not out doing that. You're like, fuck, I want to do this so I can do that, and then that just gets getting bigger. You know what I mean? But like it's I think it's pretty cool that you've gone and done that. Like where does it stop?
I don't think it will. I don't think it will.
Beauty Tahi running the fucking F3 at 70.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think it'll ever stop. And then another, like, with like relationships too, I blocked a lot of relationships out.
Yeah.
And
How you going with all that stuff now? Like I'm going on, like it's that's my next thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That relationship thing. I've had relationships before, but probably with the wrong people. I haven't been the wrong person. I'm going to sit there and blame. But yeah, I haven't been the best.
Yeah.
But I've seen things in people that I've chosen to spend time with that I've looked straight past because they're good looking or, you know what I mean? They're this, they're that. They haven't, you know what I mean? It's like, are they really my person? I just want to be seen with them. You know what I mean? It's sort of like, but that only lasts a little bit.
It does.
You know what I mean? That fades out.
Yeah.
But you got to truly, like, I'd rather my life's great at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not making it any better,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I think that's what happened to me. Like the last few have just been like they just look good.
Yeah.
Like, and they are good people.
Yeah.
But it was like they just weren't my type of person, and I wasn't their person, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think the most recent one, like I'm in now, is probably like the best. I've been in
Cool.
a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not because I like all the busy shit that I do. A lot of people
She accepts that?
She accepts
Yeah,
it.
that's super
and she doesn't try to change, and she understands if like I got to get up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
She knows I got to go to bed early. She's not gonna, like
have to be
argue with it.
selfish for you to be you. For you to be you, but your best self, you have to be selfish.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean. And that's what I found in part of my like, hey, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. Like you know what I mean. I need more time. I'm like, just let me get this out of the way first, and then I can be myself. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it's a journey that I'm gonna go on for sure because, as I said before, it aligns with what I want.
Yeah.
But it's fucking scary, man.
Yeah, well, I
It's
think
fucking
probably
scary.
like since the end of last year was like when I think the relationship stuff like each one I was kind of in just got that little bit better, and I got that little bit better.
Same
as
patterns,
well.
but like same
a little bit
similar,
similar patterns. I think the most recent ones like because we had that friendship for such a long time.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
probably why it is so good.
Yeah,
Which is probably where I've gone wrong in the past, where it's just like I've even met them on Instagram or something. They're attractive.
yeah.
We get along, we do whatever, and then we start to get to know each other. And it's just like we're not really.
Yeah, you gotta find and it's definitely something that I've done that I'm working to do. You know what I mean? Like I think you gotta really find out who they are. You know what I mean? Before I've jumped in quick ads. You know what I mean? Like so fast.
Yeah.
Not knowing who they are, what they do. You know what I mean? But like I think it's pretty cool that if you can, you know what I mean? Go get a coffee, go for a walk, go for 10 walks.
Yeah.
Do it for 3 months. You know what I mean? Find out who they really are.
Yeah.
Without wanting, you know what I mean?
Straight away.
Yeah.
100%.
Because that's just, you know what I mean? Like it's great, but like, is it real?
I reckon it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking real.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even jumping in quick, it can be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I'm evidence of it.
Yeah, mad.
I've gone through a lot of shit before.
Yeah.
But as I've gone through it, and at my age and what like you say, mate, you are who you are. You figure out who you are and you want to do everything you can every single day to be that person. I know who I am as a man.
Yeah.
And the way I sort of explain it in certain terms is that you're walking your path in your life. And the journey of your life, you're walking a path. And this beautiful woman, Taylor, has just come out of nowhere and just walked in stride with me. Nothing I've changed. My purpose is forward. And all she's done is come and hold my hand and come with me.
Yeah, man.
That's the best way I can
That's I think the same as where I'm at now. Is like
That's it.
in the past they've tried to like
Change who
change
you are.
like, who I am, and I had to like try and change who they are. Where it's just like you do your lane,
Set
I do
these
my
for
lane,
each
and we just
other.
come in
Yeah.
together and just
Because
move.
really, come from what I've come from and then experiencing the success that I have now, like I worked so hard to get to where I am, to thinking like I bought that much shit to impress people I don't even like.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I've already achieved so much things that I thought were going to make me happy.
yeah,
Yeah.
But really what I honestly, truly believe what is happiness, and I think happiness is how your wife and kids treat you when you walk in the front door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah. The
And it's taken me to the roller coaster of life to get everything that anyone my age would ever dream of getting, and you know what I mean? And then getting it and being fucking empty.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I, you know what I mean, bought my house, I'm like, fucking renovate my house exactly how I want it. You know what I mean? And have that there, and everyone's gonna come over and have a party. I'm gonna have one party, no one's been over, and I don't care. You know what I mean? Like it's mad. It's mad. Your house is mad. You got new tiles in your bathroom floor. Like it's great,
Looks good.
but it didn't fucking make me happy.
Yeah.
I thought it
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I thought it would. Fuck, I'm happier when I watch the sunrise with my mates having a coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, really?
that's
I
the best
froth
one.
sunrises because you know what? They fucking make me happy. I love it. When it's rise, I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean? That's mad.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Any check that I sign or do mad, good, sweet. Because this is the next best thing. You know what I mean? Sweet. Win a big job, want another one. You know what I mean? Got this job, you get the next one.
Yeah.
But like, really, what makes you happy is the fucking is connections. You know what I mean? It's with people, and I feel like the biggest connection of all is family.
Yeah. I think we learnt that on my run, man. Like the way like all of us just come in together, and it was just like I messaged a couple of people who were going to turn up, but then everyone turned up.
Yeah.
And we all did it together. We did the whole day together.
Yeah.
And I think that it just brought all of us together.
Yeah.
It's like one big family, man. Like we do like paint. Like the other
Crazy.
day, they come
It's
out,
crazy.
everyone come around. We painted Crocs.
Yeah.
And, like, just chilled out together, which was fucking sick.
That's what it's
And
all about. Fucking
then
human
next, you know
beings,
what I
man.
mean?
We're
Like,
meant to be around. Like, what do they do when you do something wrong? They put you in jail.
Yeah.
They take away from what matters the most. That's being by yourself. You know what I mean? They put you in jail. If you do something, you break the law. That's what they don't. You know what I mean? They take away your freedom. They take away your connections. You by yourself. Why? Because it's the hardest thing. We're meant to be around people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's good to see it's true then. Mad.
Oh fuck. What do you think was like the most like the pivotal bit that's just like changed absolutely everything? And like how old are you now?
27.
27.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good looking bloke, eh? 27.
Man.
Jesus, man, I'm getting hard on.
Yeah.
was pretty-
He's up, Max. You got a few in you.
It's funny, bro. I put up a thing the other day and it was like, anyone got any questions for Zach?
What
And
come through that?
Bro,
Oh,
all
bruh.
chicks.
Is he single? Flooded.
Really?
My dreams have never been so packed.
I've been in a relationship for 15 years. So I'm like, holy cunt. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, when I told him, he's just like, fuck, he's a good looking guy. And I was like, he's just seen my DMs.
Yeah, it's been yeah. I don't know it's been the hardest when I knew. Fuck, I don't know, man. Just I always knew that when I seen other people do it. Once I seen that it could be done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had a good mate of mine, huge mentor of mine, Kieran. When I was living in his garage and going through all that stuff, trying to find myself, I seen him and he was going to work. He was waking up every day. You know what I mean? And he had nice things. He had a car and and then I went on that journey. And then when I moved to Sydney, I worked for another bloke and I was like, he had a nice house. Not that it makes you happy, but just to see that, fuck, if you know what I mean? If you can try and change, you put the work in and you get the rewards. But the change from when I wanted to not to live the life that I grew up on was fucking day one. You know what I mean? I knew it was wrong right at the start. You know what I mean? I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it's just a vicious cycle. I speak to my nan. I'm super close to my nan. I speak to my nan, and my granddad did the same thing. His dad did the same thing. You know what I mean? Don't want to keep doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to fucking break that cycle. Like I've never, you know, I'm so against, you know what I mean? Like all the shit that's going on in the world now, like fucking cunts killing girls and that shit. I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be a stop to that. Maybe that's something that I was speaking to my mate that we run a gym with the other day to try and, you know what I mean, do something fucking crazy to raise some money for that shit.
Well, bro,
Yeah.
I've got something for you.
Well,
Next year I want to do another big event, and I want to do it for domestic violence. 'Cause
Yeah.
I lost my sister, not to domestic violence, but she went. The reason for her death was because she got bashed
Yeah.
when she was a young age, and then 10 years later she ended up dying, not because she did get bashed.
It's a trauma. Yeah.
And she ended up passing away. And I was like, I've always like everything I do is kind of for her, but I want to do something that's I want to do something for domestic
Fuck,
violence.
man, that hits home for me because I got a sister now. She's not allowed to leave the house.
Yeah,
man.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't speak to her at all. I don't like. I got an older sister. I got a mum that's doesn't know who the fuck she is at 50 years old because of blokes that, you know what I mean, just treated her wrong. I got a sister that's 28 years old that's not allowed to wear makeup or not allowed to leave the house because of his shit going on. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking and I think it all starts like I don't know. It starts like. Does it start at the dinner table with the dads, or does it start? Where does it start? Like, why the fuck's it happening?
Way before that.
yeah. But
Yeah,
for that,
I think it starts way before that. I think it's just like it's seeing it. Oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, my dad, that's normal for me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But
and I think like then that's what for me when I've never hit a chick or anything, but like I have like you do obviously like I've grown up and been that toxic guy who was like treat a girl like shit or speak to her like shit.
yeah,
And then I just got to a point where I was like
That
why-
ain't it.
yeah,
That
no,
ain't it, man.
Yeah.
I froth guys that love their misses hard. I'm like, fuck, I want that. I don't know how to get it. You know what I mean? Like, give me it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's where it changed for me too. It was
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
like, mate, I was saying, Taylor, she dates on me. And I'm like, why the fuck do I deserve this?
Yeah.
Of all people, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm in your boat. I've been in your boat. I still sometimes have those triggers.
Yeah,
Like,
it's what is it
But-
called? The I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
I get you, man. I get you.
yeah.
Yeah. You kind of sit there and go, fuck.
Why me? What's the fucking word for it? Like you never think you're enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
You know what I mean?
You're enough. You're enough.
You are enough, but you still got, even to this day, like I was thinking, oh fuck, why? How did
Well,
I get
see,
here? You know what I mean? Like
I
why?
tell you-
Like it's just, but you know why you get here because you
Yeah.
fucking put in the work to get here. You know what I
that's it,
mean?
bro.
Like it's
Well, see, the lessons your lessons you've learned, the lessons you're going to pass on to your son,
100%.
the lessons we pass on to our sons,
Yeah.
the lessons that you know,
that's the
we're-
change.
we are-
That
changes,
is the
like,
change.
The
And it's-
changes
and it's-
starts
the changes
with us.
now,
It's
yeah.
encouraging,
sure.
and it's
100%.
encouraging
Yeah.
your son and encouraging your mates. It's encouraging. It is a responsibility of
Yeah.
us to call out your mates, mate. You're a cunt,
Sure.
you missus. Stop being a fucking cunt.
100%.
I've called out, mate. So
Yeah.
you're a cunt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's,
I
and, it's,
know.
'cause you- and then you know you're in the right group, friends. You're in the right group of people when they fucking start saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not when they start patting on the back on, yeah, let's go to the fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's,
No, I'm not-
you know, you're in the right group of circle, which I'm fucking grateful of. You know what I mean? I got 3 mates, and that's all I need.
Yeah.
I don't need anyone else. You know what I mean? 3, 4 like close mates.
That's
I've
it.
had mates of like 15, 20 groups of mates. They all just sit there and fucking talk shit about each other. You know what I mean? Like,
I
they
reckon
don't-
the mates that pull you
Yeah.
up when you shit, when you actually like, I got my mate Hader, he pulls me up like, back in the day. He'd pull me
Yeah.
up with so much shit, man. He'd be
Yeah.
like, bro, fucking pull your head in.
Yeah.
And then like now it's just like, his missus and like,
Yeah.
his brother's missus, they always like say to me, they're like, you're the backbone of our relationship.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's good.
yeah, I was just like, I know.
Yeah.
You're
But it's like I haven't always been this person which people see me as. It's like it's taken me a long time, and like I've gone through all
Yeah.
the shit I've been through, and I've been that bad person to now to be realize
yeah,
like
yeah.
I need to be that better person.
Some of us, fuck, I'm the biggest learner. That's how I learn.
Yeah.
From fucking mistakes, man.
Yeah.
Fucked how I got to having the business that I have now. You know how much fucking shit I've fucked up along the way? You know what I mean? Like, I've made no money on so many jobs.
Yeah.
Like, just from not knowing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at that life that you live, you think that's normal. And then you get around people that live a beautiful life and they have baked dinners on a Sunday night and like, everything's fucking well, but is it well? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that well too? Like, it's sort of, yeah. It's and that's why I'm here today. That's really is why I'm here today, because I could have easily just sat back but I know that like I know that there's definitely people out there that they see me that like, you know what I mean, oh, you have this or you do that, and I'm like, man, like I used to fucking get up at 4 a.m. and run with a fucking backpack at like 15 to get to the trucks and go all the way down to Campbelltown. You know what I mean? Like they see this now, but I know who I am, and that's why failing is never going to be an option, because I've filled those first 2 buckets up, my skills and my knowledge, to always, you know what I mean? People can take everything away from you.
It's two things, bro. It's the two things. It's the hard work and the
Yeah.
effort that you've got, for one. And the second one is the instant gratification.
Yeah,
The way we get all our rewards and that dopamine hit like that,
yeah,
that's the thing. No one can just sit there and have patience
Yeah.
like you have, like we all have,
Yeah.
like everyone has. So we can sit there and go, you know what, I'm not going to quite get it now, but I will in the future. I will if I keep working hard. Like you say, you've got your little goals every day. How is this going to achieve this?
Yeah.
They don't want to do that. They just
Yeah, I
want
know.
a quick hit, quick fix, you're done.
They want to skip that's the thing. They want to skip. They want to skip the process. They want to get the nice car without knowing how to get it. You know what I mean? They want to get like, and they get found out pretty quick. You know what I mean? They get
exactly.
found out fucking
That's
very
it. You
quick.
start an OnlyFans.
Yeah, what's gonna happen with that? You know what I mean? Like, when
look-
my little boy goes to school, imagine that. Like, seeing someone's mum getting towed up at school. What would you do, Bar? You know what I mean? Like,
Where the photos at?
but, like, literally, like, imagine us being at school,
Oh, bro.
and then you're sitting next to me, and I've seen your mum get
Yeah.
towed up. Like, that ain't it. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck how much money you got in the bank. That's fucking gay.
Wow.
I get enough shit from these blokes already about my mum, so
Oh,
She's very pretty.
fuck
Really?
it. Stop.
Yeah.
And she's really, really nice.
How
really
old?
nice.
Mum,
Dying
shut up.
too.
I'm sorry.
I wonder. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh?
That's good.
Nah, that's good, man.
Are we gonna fuck later?
I hope so.
So honest, like, what made you get into triathlons? Just all this, just trying to test yourself, or
The reason why I did it is because, I didn't know how far I could push myself. You know what I mean? I always doubted myself, and I always wrote it down. I wanted to do it, but I didn't do it. You know what I mean? I'm going to do a triathlon this year. I'm going to do this year. Fucking yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Keep partying, keep fucking hanging around, doing this shit you're going to do. But then I did it. I didn't really train that well for both of them. You know what I mean? But when I did the first one, it was fucking like, whoa. And the reason why I did it, like, just, it was fucking so humbling. I didn't swim. I didn't do any preparation. I just knew that I had the mindset and the will that I'm fucking getting through this no matter what. You're going to have to carry me out on a fucking stretcher. You know what I mean? I was just all in. I was just going to go all in. Yeah. I got into the swim and fucking shat myself. I think I swam as a 1.5K swim. I would have swam 1.3K head above water. Like this the whole way. Got out. Just a push, man. I wanted to give up from the start. Like from the first step, I was like, fuck, I do not belong here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I do not belong here. This is fucking hard. But we're going to be in it for the next 4 hours. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking get it done. And then when you finish it, like, fuck. That was mad. Yeah. And it's just that feeling you get, like, fuck, like you don't want to do something, then you do it and you achieve it, like, sweet. That's the feeling that I live for. I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I do get off on it, but like, I don't know how far I fucking can go because I don't know how your legs felt after running from that, but I guess.
They weren't too bad. No, right.
Yeah.
No, even though I come back, I tore Achilles, T-bands, shin, I had stress fractures in my shins. Yeah. But I was like, when I got back, I could probably still keep going.
Yeah, the power of the mind, it's fucking...
Yeah. That's what I kept telling myself, man. If I was like...
Yeah, that was the biggest thing.
When I couldn't run,
out of those things.
When I couldn't run, I would just walk. And if I say to myself, if I can take one more step every time, I can still keep going. Yeah. And that's what, like, for ages, man, I was just 5 hours, I'd just walk. Yeah. And then I'd just be like, and then I'd get to the afternoon and my legs would be so warm, I couldn't feel nothing. I'd just start running. Yeah.
That's sort of the mindset that I'm going in this marathon with. Like, I've never ran 42Ks before, but I know I can run 1K 42 times.
I'll run 42Ks with you tomorrow.
You know what I mean? And I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing the Sydney Marathon. I'm just waking up. I'm going to run to my best mate's house, tap on his door and said, let's you know what I mean? Let's get it done. Yeah. And then, because, you know what I mean? I don't want to ribbon or anything. I just want to know I can do it.
Yeah. It's pretty cool when you...
I don't think I can do it. Like, I think I'll probably get to stage, like, you know what I mean? I want to get into that fucking trench to find out
what I can do.
How, you know what I mean? You get in this little, like, we're doing a training session or, you know what I mean? I say, like, you say shit to yourself all the time, like how you walk around as just, you know what I mean? You think you know yourself and you know what I mean? You think you got it all worked out, but at stage, you know what I mean? 30Ks into 42Ks, have you got it worked out? You know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool to find out. And it's just fucking sharpening the sword, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that you now to the person that you were, the person you are now, how mentally strong are you from doing that run?
Yeah, heaps. I said on the podcast and when I spoke about it, there was the year before when I rode, I stopped under a bridge and I just lay on the ground, cried, I was spewing, it was so hot. Yeah. Last year when I was running past that same spot, I remember I could seriously see myself just sitting on that ground crying. Because when I was there, I'd say, like, come on, highest, like that highest version of myself, like, just come through, like, show me to get up. As I ran past, I fucking screamed at it. I was like, here the fuck I am. Yeah, and I just had this, like, I didn't even stop. I just kept running. I was like, fuck you. And I just, like, kept running. And then it just showed myself, like even anything, like, even when I have to do hard conversations in relationships or with any relationship or whatever, I have to have a hard conversation or do something hard, like get up and talk in front of people or get in front of the camera and make a video. I was like, I can do hard things.
Do hard shit.
Like, I'd much rather run than stand in front of a camera.
Yeah, so would I. Would I. But yeah, I don't know. I was nervous as fuck coming up here, but like, it's been pretty cool. You know what I mean?
It's not that bad.
You gotta put yourself in the, like, I could have sat at home. I could have, what's it like to do a podcast? You know what I mean? And never done one, but they're fucking mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They are fun.
Yeah.
And like when I first did that one, I was fucking shitting myself. Yeah. And then like, we literally went from having, who was our first ever guest?
Fuck. Like, must have been good.
Like I remember we
Who was our fucking first guest?
I don't know.
I wasn't here, so it doesn't matter.
So I think I remember we were sitting down in this our mate's bedroom. It was literally our mate's bedroom. We had this little setup, not like this, nowhere near this. And we sat down and I remember we wrote a list of like, what guest do we want this year? Yeah. We wrote Simi.
Yeah, mad.
And we were just like, we'll go for Simi. Fucking funny cunt, man.
Yeah, he's been through a story too, man. Like, he's got a story to tell. Like, a lot of people say that, you know what I mean? He's seen some shit too. Like, when I first met Simi, funny story, this is probably why we relate, you know what I mean? We were at one of my mates' house on a bender, day before Christmas Day, me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
trying to that time of the year, you know what I mean? Like my birthday's the day after Boxing. My birthday's Boxing Day too. So you know what I mean? Losing Dad Christmas Day, having my birthday the day after is always a pretty tough time of the year.
Yeah.
Till probably last year. Now I just accept it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've fully accepted it that it is my life, and if I'm fucking honest, man, I wouldn't change it for anything. You know what I mean? I feel like that had to happen for this to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I look at some of the kids that I grew up with, and I look at some of the places that they are at now and what they're doing, and then for me to go through all that adversity and come out the other side, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd take it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As you can take that from both ways, but I feel like something needed to fucking budge. You know what I mean? There was something needed to budge, and I wouldn't be the person that I am today, and I wouldn't be even fucking doing this now if all that stuff didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I think we all had that lesson.
Yeah.
Of,
and it's shit that it took that
to get to this.
but because it's hard to open up, man. That's so hard to I can't remember the last time I cried. You know what I mean? I can't remember. But obviously, you know, I started speaking to therapists, and that's been hard. You know what I mean? Because I've sort of looked at them like, fuck, see if you're gonna help me. You've never walked the same shoes as me. Like, what do you fucking know? You know what I mean? But like, they're not there to live your life. They're to you know what I mean? Like a business coach. They're there to you get the tools to help you get through it. And it's crazy how much your younger life affects you in your older years.
Oh yeah.
And I think if you don't fucking deal with it, it just keeps
Keeps
keeps fucking happening. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep doing it. My son's going to keep doing it. You know what I mean? They're going to see that normally. And if you look back and go like, we're just repeating history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until someone puts an anchor in the cycle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it, as that famous saying is, that those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so, but some people don't even want to look back and they think it's normal. My sister, they think it's normal. They're grown up, be like, this is it. This is what a normal society does. You know what I mean? We wake up, we yell at each other, we fucking eat Macca's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're unhealthy. We're just shit people.
Yeah.
They're shit.
I see,
You know what I mean? I don't want to be around shit people. I want to be around good people.
Like growing up, I remember when I was growing up, like 18, I kind of knew like where I was living. I didn't want to be there. I knew the people I was around. Like I didn't really want to be doing that type of stuff. But I still did it as I got older and older. I was like, but I hated it. But I was like, I didn't know any other different because I grew up. This is how I grew up.
Yeah.
And it took me I think I was 27, 28 when shit changed.
Yeah.
And like I was at.
Did you know it was gonna change?
I knew something was going to change, but I just
Didn't know how.
I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I come across his Instagram and it got sent to me, and they're like, "You should try this."
It's within.
Literally spoke to him on the phone, man.
It starts in here.
Yeah, I just literally spoke to him on the phone, and then I don't even know how long we spoke for a little bit, and then literally I said, "I'll let you know if I'll do the courses or something in a few days." Like 20 minutes later, he rings me. He's like, "Are you in?" And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, let's do it."
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and it's just I just always knew something in my life was going to change, but I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah. Fuck the fear of being average, man. Who wants to be average?
Yeah.
Average people. You know what I mean? Like
We're above
that's why
average,
you know what I mean? Like above average, you know, the average person is overweight. You know what I mean? Fucking has $1,000 in their bank account.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you care about them? You know what I mean? Everyone that has something to say, they're average.
Yeah.
You never meet someone better than you doing better than you, say something. You know what I mean? Tell you how to do it better.
The only people that criticize you are the ones that are doing less. And I learned that lesson.
100%. But I get so caught up in like, now I'll do whatever the fuck I'm gonna do because like they're gonna laugh either way. Couldn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, good on you, laugh.
Yeah.
I'm the one doing shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm the one making moves. I'm the one. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just getting started. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking 27, and I've got such a clear vision of where I want to go. Yeah, business and life too. You know what I mean? They're all wrapped into one circle. You know what I mean? Like, they all feed each other. They all, you know what I mean? You can be the fucking most successful business person, but you can be a shit person too.
Yeah.
No one wants to have all that and be a shit bloke and have no mates.
No.
You know what I mean? Or be a shit husband. You know what I mean? Because that is what feeds that.
Yeah.
And I found when your health and your connections and all that's going really well, and you know that you're doing good, and you know that you're waking up on time and you're putting in the work to help you become a better person, the business goes through the roof.
It does, man.
So
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
yeah. And if you're not, you know what I mean? There's been stages where I've been partying, you know what I mean? I'd be out till fucking 3 a.m, getting home, fucking, you know what I mean? Jumping in the truck, didn't know where any of my boys were, had like 10 guys, you know what I mean? I had no idea, so unorganized, man. that starts with what you do every day. You know what I mean? Now I'm in the office at Sunday afternoon. Like, it's just another day. You know what I mean? Sundays, Fridays, Saturdays, it's just another day. It's just another day to get prepared for the week. Like, I wake up, I fucking love Mondays, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I like Mondays are like, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it's some people dread Mondays because they got to work the whole job. Like, fucking go do something you like, man. I love what I do. You call
That's
me
what I always
sicko, I
say to
love
people,
roofing.
like, always wake up and do something you love straight away.
100%.
And if you like, you're doing that,
Yeah.
your rest of your day's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
all the boys at work, man, there's a few of them. They're like been listening to the potty and they've been doing. Like I said to him, I was like, one of the boys gets to work early and just sits in the car, and I was like, why don't you go down the beach and have a coffee and go for a walk?
100%.
He's been doing it every morning. And he said, man, I feel so happy.
Different
He's like,
person.
he goes, even at home, like me and my partner, like everything's getting like
Yeah.
everything's cool. Like we do things, all these other new shit together.
Yeah,
and
it
he's
makes
like,
such a
just
difference.
listening
Man.
to
It
you
makes
guys do
such
shit.
a
Like,
difference, man. And that's
Yeah.
the same. Just by listening and you guys, as I said, like I inspired my mom to, you know what I mean? I wake up, I'm up pretty early. I'm up at like 4 o'clock most mornings. My mom's up making a coffee, about to walk down the Esplanade. You know what I mean? Like that's from
that's so good.
not even saying one thing. That's just saying, hey, this is how a high achiever lives, and this is how someone that lives an amazing life. That's my son. You know what I mean? And now she's going on that journey to become like I get home, she's reading books. She's like, you know what I mean? She's trying to become a good person because she said to me, it brings her back to her childhood when everything was normal. You know what I mean? It brings her back, and she was in tears when she said this to me. She was like, I feel like I'm a little girl. I feel like it's normal again. Like she's gone through 30 years of fucking toxic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and she's such an amazing woman. And I can understand her, the way that she was, you know what I mean? I can truly understand that, because put me in a position that she's got 2 kids that fucking off the rails. I was a bad kid. My sister was 10 times worse than me. You know what I mean? Having the relationship with my dad, you know what I mean? And then him passing away, trying to control 2 kids that are off the rails, trying to be you know what I mean? Losing your husband and then like, how the fuck are you meant to be a normal human? I'm normal now because I live in a normal environment and I do normal things every day, but like, it can change like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it can fucking change so quickly.
Yeah.
So you can think you have it all sorted out the next day, bang. But that's why I think doing these hard things are important. So when those things do come up, you know how to deal with them.
Exactly. And that's what like we do. It's like people always say, oh, you're killing it. And I was like we still go through the same shit everyone else goes through, but we have those tools
You know
now
how to deal with it.
how to deal with it. And I tell it like, instead of mental health, I like to say mental fitness, because it's like you go to the gym, you do 60 kilos, you get better and better at each time, you get stronger and stronger. It's just the same with this shit. Like all the meditating, all the journaling, all the other shit that we do is just like, it just makes us better and better.
Yeah.
So when something tough happens, we know how to handle it.
I'm pretty keen to tap into it because like I got a sauna and shit at home, but fuck, I close my eyes, man. I'm like, holy cunt. I can't sit still, bro. I got ADD, like that fucking, I don't even know what's happening. You know what I mean? And once I'm up, bro, I'm up. You know, like I fucking 4 or 5 double shots every day. Like I'm just on, you know what I mean? But it's hard for me to sit back and like I take probably 10 deep breaths. I'm like, where am I going? So
You should, are you doing
but I
next
did.
weekend?
I can be, but yeah, I did one. One of my good mates, younger brothers. He's heaps into like what you guys are doing and like breath work and stuff like that. It helps, definitely helps. You come over and like did like a full fucking breath thing, bro. I was floating on the air, you know what I mean? I heard these birds and shit. Like when I grew up, like it was pretty crazy. So I cried. That was the last time I cried. He got tears out of me, and I don't like. And that's, I think it's gonna come and hurt me later on in life if I don't deal with it now.
Yeah,
I think, and I know that because it's funny this. I picture myself walking to my dad's grave with my kids all the time, and I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. You know what I mean? I don't know how I'm going to explain to them
What happened?
what the fuck happened and why isn't he around and why isn't Pop here or. It's all right for me now because I've learned how to deal with it. I've learned to do things that, you know what I mean? I've learned to push it fucking down there, for one. But I've learned how to fucking, you know what I mean, grow a business, fucking do shit that helps me not look at that. So I don't even think of it anymore, man. Because if I do, but it's definitely something that I've got to do. I've got to, you know what I mean, open the closet and, you know what I mean, get the skeleton out of there for sure. But it's fucking scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like if I don't do it, it's gonna
later.
gonna hurt me later. So I might as well do it now. You know what I mean? If it's not now, when is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Might as well fucking jump in the ice bath after this.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Nah, I got no undies on.
Even better.
Oh fuck. Oh, that's good.
Fuck. Awesome.
Yeah, fuck.
What are we at?
Right now.
We're an hour.
Oh, really? Oh, where's time go?
Yeah, time goes fast when you're having
Yeah,
fun.
That's it, baby.
That was good. Thanks for having us, man.
That's all right, man.
That was cool.
Before we go, I want you. If your dad was here now, bro, what would you say to him?
Why?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't he do what I'm doing now when he was younger? Why did it take for him to destroy a family? You know what I mean? Of self-destructive habits. Why couldn't he, when he was my age, fix what he was going through and look back and, you know what I mean, make a change?
Yeah.
But he chose not to, and that's where it ended up. But I'm grateful that I'm in a position now to do something about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's probably why. And I love you.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming down, man, from Sydney. And I know it's a bit of a drive, shitty drive, but
That's right.
yeah, appreciate you heaps reaching out to us as well to jump in.
Yeah.
It's good that you are trying to step out your comfort zone and
Sure,
test
yeah.
yourself and be the best man you can be. And I'm 100% proud of you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's been
Yeah.
so good to watch over the
Yeah,
years and
cool.
just grow to the man you are.
Let's get started.
Absolutely.
Baby.
Set him
Oh,
on
yeah.
roof and give us a follow. Nah, Zach Hansen won. Nah.
Oh, fuck.
Nah, cut that video out. Cut that video.
Baby. Nah, sweet. Well, thank you everyone for listening. If you want to head over to Zach's Instagram, you can head over there, give him a follow, give him a like, send him a DM maybe.
Yeah, if you flood the DMs,
Come on for the journey.
Don't flood my DMs anymore. Flood his.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming again, man.
Yeah,
and
thanks, man.
I hope you
Appreciate it.
enjoyed yourself. So
Legend, man. Thank
done.
you. I feel good. I fucking feel great now. Honestly, I bottled that up for fucking,
years.
bro, 27 years.
That's good,
You know what I mean? That was 27 years of fucking open. Yeah, that was it. Now it's out there. So
Yeah.
I fucking feel like a different person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's
Grateful.
unreal, man.
Welcome, man.
Legend.
Welcome, bro. You smashed it, bro. Well
Easy,
done.
bro. Well done.
That all right?
You smashed
Oh, man.
it.
Smashed it.